My girlfriend said, if you want me back, you'll apologize to my father and ask for his blessing. I agreed. I drove to his house and showed him a year's worth of texts from his daughter, revealing how she was cheating on me and planning to leave as soon as I proposed. His blessing was helping me pack her things. The fight that ended my engagement began, as most did, over something trivial. It was a Tuesday night. I had just returned from a long day at the construction site where I am a project manager. My fiancée, Megan, was upset because I forgot to get the specific brand of artisanal oat-based, ethically sourced coffee creamer she liked. I'd bought a different, perfectly fine oat creamer. This was apparently a crime against humanity. The argument escalated quickly. The coffee creamer wasn't the real issue. It was a symbol of my supposed thoughtlessness, lack of attention, failure to prioritize her needs. Within 10 minutes, we were in a full-blown breakup fight. I can't do this anymore, David, she yelled, face flushed with a practiced anger. I can't be with a man who doesn't listen or care. We're done. She ended our 3-year relationship over a carton of creamer. I didn't react. I just stood calm because I knew this wasn't a real fight. It was a performance. The final act of a play she'd written for over a year, and she was delivering her dramatic monologue. I knew this because I had read the script. About a year ago, by accident, I found something. We share an iPad. One night, I picked it up to look up a recipe. Her iMessage was open. The first message was from a man named Julian, a lunch picture they took, a lunch she told me was work. The next message said, "Can't wait till you're free from that boring project manager and we can do this every day." My heart pounded. I scrolled up. There it was. A year of their conversations, a time-stamped chronicle of her affair. But more than an affair, it was a plan, a cold, calculated financial and emotional exit strategy. They mocked my job, friends, stable life. They detailed secret meetings, weekend trips, and laid out their future. The plan. Megan would live with me, enjoying my steady income while I saved for a ring. She'd push for a specific diamond size and quality. Once I proposed, she'd stage a huge fight, break up, and after a few weeks, go public with Julian. The ring was the prize, seed money for their new life. I sat that night with my world crumbling. I wanted to smash the tablet, scream, but rage turned to a cold, patient fury. A private fight would be her word against she'd lie, gaslight, call me paranoid. No, such betrayal needed a more absolute consequence. So I decided to play my part. The loving, clueless boyfriend collecting evidence. Every few weeks, when she was out, I'd screenshot their ongoing chats, saving them in an encrypted folder by date. I watched their plot unfold in real time. I saw her complain I wasn't saving fast enough. Julian coached her on manufacturing fights to make me insecure. A year of conspiracy documented perfectly. So when she screamed about coffee creamer, I knew this was it, the final act. I'd told her I'd saved enough and was looking at rings. This fight was her preemptive strike to justify the breakup. I let her scream till exhausted. Then I played my part, apologetic, heartbroken, begging her not to end us. Of course, that was what she wanted. It fed her ego and set the stage for her final demand. After a day, she came to me, grave and serious. "If you're truly sorry," she said, "there's one way. My father is the most important man in my life. His opinion matters. You must apologize to him and ask for his blessing to continue with me. I need to know he approves, that you're man enough to deserve me." The most absurd, manipulative demand I'd ever heard, and perfect. Her father, Mr. Henderson, is an old-school, no-nonsense man who built his own construction business. He values honesty, integrity, and hard work. He liked me because I'm straightforward. He had no idea his daughter was a viper. She thought sending me to him hat in hand was humiliation, cementing her power. She didn't know I was bringing him undeniable proof of her true character. "Okay," I said, fake defeated sincerity. "I'll do it. I'll talk to your dad." I gave Megan a day to savor victory, letting her think I was broken, prepping for my apology. On Thursday, I called Mr. Henderson. "Mr. Henderson," I said steady, "it's David. Megan and I fought badly, and I owe you an apology for the stress. She said it's important I get your blessing for our future. Can I come by tonight to speak man to man?" He was pleased. "Of course, son. My door's open. Come by 7. Before leaving, I prepared my evidence, a year's worth of screenshots compiled into a 150-page chronological PDF, printed and loaded onto a clean tablet so he could see the messages as they were. I arrived at 7 sharp. He welcomed me into his wood-paneled study, smelling of leather and sawdust. He offered a drink, and we sat in armchairs. "All right, David," he said, serious but kind. "Megan is upset. You two fought. What's on your mind?" This was the moment. I stayed calm, presenting my case like a project manager outlining a structural failure. "Sir, I'm here to ask your blessing, but not as Megan expects. I respect you and believe you deserve the truth about your daughter. For the past year, I've been deceived, and I have proof." I placed the thick document between us. "This," I said, "is a record of your daughter's texts with a man named Julian." He looked confused and concerned. "Before you read, see for yourself." I handed him the tablet open to the message thread, found by accident on our shared iPad. For the next hour, silence filled the room, except his fingers swiping through a year of lies. His confusion turned to shock, then sadness, then cold fury. He read their mockery of my job, secret trips, and their cold plan for me to buy a ring before she broke up. He saw her complete disrespect for me, our relationship, and the values he'd taught her. At the end, he placed the tablet down heavily. He stared at the wall long, not at me. "The coffee creamer," he said low. "The fight was about coffee creamer." "Yes, sir," I said. "That fight was staged months ago." He turned to me, eyes full of fiery disappointment. "She's not the woman I raised," he said, voice thick with pain beyond anger. He stood, walked to the window, looking out into the dark. "You came for my blessing," he said back to me. "You have it. Get as far away from my daughter as possible. You're a good man, David, honest. You deserve better than a daughter who would do this." He faced me with grim resolve. "This isn't your mess. It's mine. I'll handle it, but first let's pack her things." The drive back was silent and heavy. He sat in my passenger seat, a statue of grim determination. We were no longer two men connected by love of a woman, but united by betrayal. When we entered my apartment, Megan was on the couch scrolling, smug and expectant. She saw me and smiled, thinking I was back with her father's blessing. Then she saw him behind me. Her smile vanished, replaced by confusion. "Dad, what are you doing here?" Mr. Henderson ignored her, scanning the room, photos, and trinkets. Then he looked at her with profound, cold disappointment. "Get your things, Megan," he said, low and dangerous. "You're leaving." "What?" she stammered, standing. "What are you talking about? Did you talk to David? He was to apologize." "I did," her father said. "He showed me the truth, your texts, all of them." Her face drained. Panic flooded her eyes like liars caught by undeniable fact. "No," she cried to me. "He's lying. He made them up. He's poisoning you." Her father shook his head warily. "Stop, Megan. Just stop. I saw pictures, dates, plans, what you said about the ring. No more lies." He went to the closet, grabbed empty boxes from my last move, and dropped them. "Start packing. 1 hour. Then I'm taking you home." Her meltdown was epic, screaming, crying, pleading, accusing me of manipulation, accusing her father of betrayal. But her audience was gone. Her father stood firm, arms crossed. I made coffee and watched quietly as our life was dismantled, not by me, but her father. He was methodical, directing what to pack. When she tried to pack the expensive laptop I'd bought her, he stopped her. "That's not yours," he said. "Only take what you brought here." An hour later, boxes filled the room. Her father made her carry them to his truck, one by one. At the last box, she stopped in front of me, face a mess of tears and rage. "I hate you," she hissed. "I know," I said calmly. Her father returned for one last look. He placed a hand on my shoulder. "I'm truly sorry, David," he said, "for everything." "I know, sir," I replied. "Thank you." He then wrote a check and slid it to me. It was substantial. "What's this?" I asked. "For the ring you planned to buy," he said, "and the year my daughter stole from you. Not enough, but a start. Taking responsibility. A lesson she'll learn hard." He escorted his crying, defeated daughter out for the last time. I watched from the window as his truck pulled away, carrying her and the wreckage of her life. It's been 6 months since that night, which I call the packing. The silence after was the deepest peace I've known. The chaos was over, but consequences just began. I cashed Mr. Henderson's check. At first it felt strange, but then I realized it was an act of honor. A father trying to right a wrong by his child. I paid off my student loans and booked a trip to visit family. Megan's story came through her father. We meet monthly for lunch. He's become a friend and mentor, a man of integrity grappling with deep disappointment. He said the drive home with Megan was silent and miserable. At her parents', they told her new terms. She wasn't welcome long term. She's an adult who made destructive choices and must live with them. 1 month to find a new apartment and job, financially cut off, Julian was nowhere to be found. Once the dream of a ring-funded life ended, so did his affection. He texted her a breakup a week after she left my place. Megan now lives in a cheap apartment in a rough area, working as a receptionist, feeling beneath her. She's broke, alone, with strained family ties. Her parents love but no longer trust her. She's truly on her own. Her father said the hardest part wasn't the affair, but the cold planning. To cheat is a weakness of the flesh, he said. To plot for a year to defraud a good man is a weakness of character, a deep rot. As for me, I'm doing better than ever. I was promoted to lead project manager. I focus on work, health, and family. I've started dating again cautiously. My rule, radical honesty from day one. Megan made me beg her father for blessing, thinking it was my execution. She never imagined her father would give me the sword. Her plan was built on lies, never knowing the one she couldn't fool was the man whose values she'd abandoned. The most brutal revenge wasn't mine. It was her father's. It was simply the truth.